Hey everybody, I'm William Control and you're watching Meet the Locals.
Alright, so April here with Radio Not Entertainment. I'm doing our segment Meet the Locals. I have a very special guest with me. Well, two special guests. William Control, how are you guys?
We are very well.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
They're actually from Seattle, so they're not really from Minneapolis, but hey, Meet the Locals. So now you guys are out on your the Punishment tour, right?
Punishment tour.
You guys just got started, didn't you?
We did. This is the third show of the tour.
How have the shows been going so far?
Great.
Yeah?
How do you feel they've been going?
Well, they've been so good that it feels like we played like 5 or 6 shows, even though we only played 2. Like they're that
Yeah.
satisfying, I suppose.
Where do you guys go after this, and do you guys have a lot more upcoming dates, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it goes, well, we play Chicago tomorrow
Yep.
and then continue out east. But this is the beginning of the tour, so it goes till June 11th.
Wow. A little ways to go.
So we got a ways to go, about a month.
Yeah, wow. So talk a little bit more about like what the idea behind William Control is.
I suppose I'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
I played in a band called Aiden.
Yeah.
Right. And in 2008, we were fed up with touring and things were not going very well emotionally in my life. And some shit went down, and I ended up quitting the band, and I left America for England, and I wrote an album called Hate Culture. And Hate Culture is a concept album about this guy who's fed up with his life.
Yeah.
Goes to England to have one last night of booze and sex and drugs, and then he's gonna kill himself.
Okay.
But this character is so fucked up, he's such an idiot that he can't kill himself. And so the subsequent albums I've released since then, Noir, Solentium Amorous, have been a continuation of that story. Obviously he doesn't kill himself, he goes on to Europe and he's searching for, this thing that you don't find out until the Neuromantic, which is a prelude to hate culture. So when I was writing the Neuromancer, I wanted to tell the story of how this character got there. And so I started writing an outline for the record, and it turned into a novel, which is the first of the Revelator series. And it's about this guy who's a low-level drug dealer, and he's gonna get murdered by the people he works for, and this woman comes out of nowhere, saves his life. He falls in love with her, and they embark on this sort of BDSM, self-discovery adventure. And then they both die in a car accident, which is pretty happy.
Yeah. Very.
And he wakes up. He wakes up and he's with St. Peter in heaven, and he's being admitted into the gates of heaven. And he tells him, "Well, I don't believe in this stuff." And St. Peter tells him, "Well, it's too bad. You accepted Jesus as your savior," which is basically the rule of Christianity. If you accept Jesus, no matter what, you go to heaven.
Yeah.
So a conflict ensues. Lucifer shows up and tells him, basically, I'm going to give you one more chance to go back to Earth and live a life, because the actions and repercussions that you endure, I feel in the throughout hell. And so this character is sort of Lucifer's revelator.
Yeah.
He sends him back to Earth, and he's so fucked up about not being able to have Vivian, which is his beloved who died in the car accident. He's so fucked up about not having her that he decides he's going to go to London and have one last night of booze and sex and drugs before he kills himself. So that's like the prelude.
Okay. It's a very interesting story.
Revelator, there's book 1, and that's called The Neuromancer, and then book 2 is The Hate Culture. So I'm writing the 3rd one now.
So that's kind of based off your music off of those albums then?
Yeah.
So why write your albums like based on a story instead of like take each song and write it about an experience in your life, or do you take...
I have a band to do that with.
Yeah.
I do that with Aiden. With William Control, I've always wanted this project to be more like a film, more cinematic, more something that you can dive into and kind of swim around in.
Okay. This is a question though that I like to ask all the bands. How do you describe your music? What, like 1 or 2 things?
There was this dude at we played Whitby Goth Weekend a couple weeks ago in the UK, and there was this dude. He was all excited, like I guess he had seen me play with them before, and he was like talking to me, and it was loud music, and he had a really heavy accent, and he said basically it's like Depeche Mode if our mummies weren't around.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
It's a good explanation, I guess.
It's like Depeche Mode if our mommies went around. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would.
Depeche Mode if our mummies weren't around.
Oh
That's
my
how he
God.
said it.
That's probably the greatest segment in an interview ever. Can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
I would describe it as sort of like a modern day New Order
Okay.
with Gothic Frank Sinatra vocals.
Yeah. I can see that. So I mean, this is kind of a question that everybody asks, but who do you guys look to, or who inspires you musically, and when you're writing, you know, because you do a lot of writing, who do you look to for inspiration or favorite artist?
It's a really weird. It's a weird place to come from. I don't come from the electronic goth, you know, dance industrial scene at all. I mean, I grew up listening to Misfits and Bad Religion and Vinyl Femmes, punk rock bands, Nirvana.
No.
So to start this project, Kenny, who's the bass player and I, when we started this thing, we really started it as sort of, we really just wanted to sound like Joy Division.
Okay.
You know, and we wrote songs with, you know, guitar and bass, and then we had a shitty drum machine, and it was just, you know.
Yeah.
And during the course of writing that first album, we learned how to use like the synthesizers and drum machines and all the other things that were included. Because I bought this program to have a drum machine, and it was just we just used kick, snare, hi-hat, and then by the end of it, we had all these different weird sounds. So I kind of stumbled into this just music, you know, that.
It works sometimes, so.
Yeah, and it kind of works. It works for what we do, but I think it kind of works against us because we don't fit into any particular scene.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't fit into the rock scene. We're not metal enough for the metal scene. We don't fit into the goth industrial scene because we're not screaming and we don't wear fucking. What are they?
Just like, I don't know, body paint and the vests.
Yeah, what is it? Military.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like gothic construction workers.
Vinyl.
Yeah. I mean,
PVC. Or,
Yeah.
so we don't fit in that scene. We don't fit in. We don't fit in a lot of scenes. We kind of just create our own scene, which is really small, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But you guys seem to be doing pretty good. I mean, you've done 2 headlining tours now?
This is the second
Second
one.
headliner, yeah.
And they're not huge, don't get me wrong. We're not fucking, you know, Aerosmith or anything, but we're able to get to the next place.
Yeah.
We're able to put food on the table and get hotels.
It seems like you do all your own work on your album, mixing, publishing, and all that.
Yeah.
Why do you choose to go that route?
Well, I mean, I spent a lot of years on Victory Records, and I spent a lot of years just being an artist, you know, letting everyone else do everything. And going back and looking at my tax returns, realized that I wasted a lot of money. And to be an artist, to be a full-time artist nowadays, you have to have, you know, multiple sources of revenue to be able to not work in McDonald's. So, you know, I have my own record label. I put out my own records. Kenny does the artwork. He does the design work. You know, we do the albums together in a studio that I have built in my house. You know, the costs are really low, but that affords us the luxury of not having to work. You know, to be able to focus on doing this deal.
Yeah.
So that's why.
That makes sense. So, I mean, what advice would you give to a band that's just starting out, you know, maybe as a decent draw in a local community here like Minneapolis, if they're looking to get out and tour, what kind of advice would you give to them?
I mean, first I would say quit your band and go get a degree in law or medicine or something that's fucking useful in this world. Quit making stupid art. But if you insist on
mean, if I could go back to when, like, to like high school age kids who are like just learning how to play instruments, just be in a band that sucks and just accept it and just do it, just play wherever you can play. Like, I really wish I had like played out more when I was younger, you know, because like during that time, you don't have as many responsibilities, and you have like you may not have as much money because you're just a teenager, but like you have way more freedom to do that stuff.
I think probably just work on writing the best songs that you can.
Yeah.
'Cause it boils down to songwriting.
It does.
You know, you can be the coolest looking motherfucker, and you can have the best gear, and you know, you can have all the money in the world. You can hire the publicist, you can hire the band, but if people don't want to sing your songs, they just
So,
futile.
what are some of your guys' favorite venues to play here in the U.S.? Do you have a particular one?
Oh,
Wiltern is pretty sweet.
Wiltern in LA was pretty awesome. Yeah, Bar Sinister in LA is pretty awesome. I'm a fan of the Bottom Lounge in Chicago. I played there quite a lot. And I remember playing Subterranean with Aiden a long time ago. I remember it being pretty awesome.
Where is that at?
Chicago. Webster in New York is awesome.
Okay.
I like, I think it's Castleman's in Denver.
Okay.
It's just like, it's really cool, really big venue, great sound system, but like it kind of looks like a huge cabin, like natural wood and everything like that.
Interesting. I have to bring up the weather though. You don't like the weather? You don't like cold weather? Winter and all that?
I don't like the Minnesota winters. No,
No.
that's for the Eskimos.
Yeah.
That's for the Eskimos and the people who live in Siberia. I don't know how the fuck you guys live here.
I don't know either.
The weather's great right now. So
Oh, it is. It is.
warm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too gnarly. Fuck this winter here.
I feel like our souls die here in the winter.
Yeah, I mean, who was in charge fucking back in the day when they're traversing across the country and got to Minneapolis was like, welcome to here.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Good question.
Why the fuck did you do that?
I don't know. I would rather live somewhere hot and humid, to be honest.
I think that someone in the back of the line would be like, let's keep going.
Yeah. You would think.
Nuts.
Well, that's all I got. So thank you for sitting down with me. I'm excited to see you guys play. Check Willing Patrol out on their upcoming the Punishment Tour. Where are you going next again?
Chicago, Indy, Cleveland, New York, and down to Florida.
Okay.
Dude, we forgot about fucking Boston.
Oh,
Don't forget that.
sorry. Boston.
Skip on Boston, bro.
I would never skip on Boston.
Say hi to your mother.
Say hi to you, motherfucker.
And where can people find you? WillingPatrol.com, right?
Yep.
Okay.
On Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or any
Vine.
shit.
You guys are vining now?
Yeah.
We're vining
We're
now.
vining.
Alright, well, I'll make sure to follow the links below the video and everything too. Check out our segment, Meet the Locals, ReadyOrNotEntertainment.com, and we'll see you next interview.
Are we gonna say William Control the Neuromantic Boys, or are we gonna say we are William Control?
You can say whatever you want.
Just show that part. Just like that's it. That's it.
What are we gonna do? Okay.
Okay, ready? Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Let's try this again.